Never let your faith go. Oh, never let your faith go. I've been there before, so confused, don't know which way to go. Stressed out, world so crazy, might as well stay in the house. Fear trying to rise up, got terrorist disguise that look like us, but we know who we trust. Trust when I say that we gon' be alright.
Happy Saturday, everybody.
We gon' be
We
alright.
gonna make it.
Yes, yes, yes.
We gon' be alright.
Y'all come on in. Happy Saturday, everybody.
Alright.
I know it's a Saturday. It's 6
Say we gon' be alright.
and we here.
We gon' be alright. You say
Yes.
we gon' be alright. Alright.
Happy Saturday, everybody. Come on in. Come
In
on
these
in.
last days, evil times will come and it's here today. Look at all the hate, senseless crime and murder. Dead, human trafficking, racism, police brutality, bullying, rape, trouble and stain. Show me the appearance of evil like that. Let your kingdom come, let your will be done in the earth. Let your glory rise, let your sun
Good
shine.
evening,
Let burdens
everybody.
through the dark. Even through the storm and the rain, we will shout. Cause we know under the night, say it, we gon' be alright.
Hey,
All things work together for the good. We gon' be alright.
hey,
Uptown, yeah, from
hey,
beyond New
hey.
York. We gon' be alright. Hey, I ain't worried about it. Oh no. Don't you worry about it. Oh no. I
Hey,
believe I
y'all.
receive every word that he promised me. We gon' be alright. Oh, Jesus. We gon' be alright. Hey. We believe ya. We gon' be alright. Hey, don't worry about it. Oh no. Don't lose no sleep over it. Oh no. Just believe and receive every word that He promised you. We gon' be alright. So lift your hands up.
Happy Saturday,
Come
everybody.
on in.
Just give 'em
Yes,
worship.
yes. Come on in. Jam with us.
Oh no. I won't lose sleep over
We
it.
got it, y'all. God got it. We all right.
So that's how I know we gon' be alright.
Okay. We gonna be all right.
Hey,
We gon' be alright.
happy Saturday.
Yo, big up to the Lord. Stand
Hey,
still. Don't fight. We know that. We gon' be
Now, if you really believe that, let us see those hearts on the screen. If you
yes,
know it's going to be all right, if you
yes,
know He's making everything work together for your good, let us see
yes,
those hearts. If
God.
you know that He is with you
Hallelujah.
and for you and making it already all right. Thank
Hallelujah.
you,
Thank you,
God.
Jesus.
Thank you,
Hallelujah.
Lord.
Hallelujah.
Thank you,
Hallelujah.
God.
Hallelujah.
Thank you,
Praise
Lord.
God. Good evening, everybody.
Happy
Happy Saturday. Come
Happy
on.
Saturday.
Let's go. You see, we tag singing this thing. Hey, happy Saturday, everybody. We are here and we are so excited because we have Queen Tiara who's going to drop those gems for this financial series. Man, we are so super excited and so grateful that she's able to be on with us
Yeah.
yet again. Hey, listen, those of you who are on, let us know that you can hear us. Give us some hearts on the screen. Say hello. Tell us where you're watching from. Thank you, those for you who are joining live and who will be watching the replay. We just are grateful on
Yeah.
this evening to be able to share what God has given us. So we just praise God. We're excited. We're excited. God is doing
Yeah.
something great.
Thank you,
And so
Lord.
we are excited. We are happy. And we know we, like you said, since we stand on that word, we're gonna be
We're going to be all
fine.
right.
We're gonna be good. And that's what this is all about, man. Tiara's gonna drop some nuggets on us this evening to help us grow financially. Hello, Angela. I
Hi,
see you.
Gloria.
Hey, Gloria. Hey, Queen. She's gonna drop these gems on us tonight to help us move. That's our word for the year. Our word is to move differently. How do we move? We talked about leveling up. We talked about being better, doing better. And what better way? I don't know about anybody else that we can do better with our finances. There are so many things happening. The world is opening back up. We've been in a pandemic. Things has been crazy, and now the world is opening back up, and people are ready to get back out there and spend and travel. And I believe that Tiara has a word for us on this evening that's going to help us in the season that we are in. So again, hello everybody and welcome. Shameless plug.
Yes.
Hey, listen, y'all go to YouTube. If you missed part 1 and 2,
go get your life. Listen, the word tells us that in all that getting, get wisdom and understanding. Tiara is giving you nuggets that will empower you for the next level in your life. You know, we're so great about having these dreams and having these visions. Well, part of having these dreams and visions is having a strategy to get there. Tiara is giving you the tools to strategize wisely. So go check out our YouTube page. Go hit the replay button for 1 and 2, and then get your pen and paper for tonight.
Yes. Hello, Vanita. We see you guys. Hey, y'all go ahead, start those parties. Go ahead and like and share. Send the love, send the hearts, man. Let's get this word out. Hearts on the screen. Yes, get this word out to the people, because I do believe that there is something that needs to be, someone needs to hear what she has to say on this evening. This is a conversation. This is a dialogue. We're just talking. She's going to come drop her nuggets. We're just going to tag team and we'll let God have his way. We've already prayed. God is definitely in the building, and we are excited. And so we are not going to be before you long. But again, if you're just now joining, hello, welcome to our financial series part 3. I am Sharisa T, the visionary of Hello Ruth, and this is Alexis, and she is the CFO. And we're going to allow Tiara to introduce herself and get this train rolling. So if you guys are ready, go ahead and put some hearts on the screen. Put ready, get your pens, paper. Let's get started with this word on this evening. Amen. Amen. Glory to God. Go ahead. Hearts on the screen. Ready. Hello, you guys. Thank you so much again for joining. Thank you so much for joining.
We see you.
We see you. All right, here we go. Well, Tiara, we want to kick it off. Let you introduce yourself and let the people know who you are, a little bit of something about you, and let's just get this conversation started.
Amen.
Yes, most definitely. Hi, everybody. I just want to start off with a sound check. Charissa, can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay.
Hear
awesome.
you.
Awesome. I just want to make sure. I know we have, technical difficulties and everything that sometimes tries to keep us from doing what we need to do. But as long as you can hear me clearly, hello, everybody. I am so excited to be on with you today again for our 3rd financial series. We did the last 2 parts last year, and they were absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to do a quick recap. It's okay if you missed the first 2. I'm just going to give you some nuggets on what we talked about the last 2 series, and then we're going to move on into our 3rd series. And again, don't feel bad if you missed it. Go back and watch it. It's good information, no matter where you're starting from. No matter what your financial portfolio looks like, it's just good information. And if you haven't got started with any of the tips, if you haven't taken the time to actually, just listen to any of the nuggets, you have to do that. We are in the year 2021. Charissa, it's May. It's almost over. We just got started.
Ma'am.
Yes, the year is going by so fast. It's going by so fast. I am Tiara Gibson Andrews. Just to give myself a quick introduction so you know who I am. I am your local money manager, your local money coach. Look, it's going to be a great year. I don't care what it looks like outside. I don't care what they're saying on the news, Charissa. I don't even turn it on anymore. Because, with everything that's being spewed out is just always negative, negative, negative. And if you don't watch it, you will find yourself spewing out those same negative things. You know, whatever you put into your spirit, that's what's going to come out. You know,
Absolutely.
so
That's
I
it.
mean, we're impacted enough on our in our daily lives by, you know, people that we work with, you know, our family members can sometimes be negative. So one less thing I need when I get to my place of peace is negative information coming from the media, right? So look, we don't even turn it on anymore. But my point is, we just really want to impact the community. And I'm just so happy to be sitting here with my beautiful hostesses, Charissa and Alexis. Charissa, I thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak to your people, to speak to Hello Ruth, the members of Hello Ruth. It is such an honor. Please don't think that I take it lightly one bit, because I absolutely do not. I have been preparing for this series for months, and although it's Saturday and I'm not going to hold everybody long, we need to get this information. It's vital, it's imperative, and if we don't get it now, we're never going to get it, right? We're never going to get it. So sit back, kick off your shoes, let's get comfortable, and let's talk about money. It's okay. Let's have a conversation about money. Look, I was just telling a friend of mine, I was like, girl, we got to start holding each other accountable when it comes to our money. I don't know what it is about us as a people. We are so secretive about our finances. But I tell you one thing, anything that's kept a secret, that you're holding in, that you're hiding, that you're struggling with, if you don't seek some type of assistance, it's never going to get fixed. Even in my field, I tell my friends, I tell my husband, what can we do better? What can we do to hold each other accountable to our goals? What goals can we set to make sure that we don't end the year the same way that we started? Okay. So you got to have that accountability. And we did talk about that. I don't know if it was in our first or our second series, but we talked about having an accountability partner. Getting with your best friend. We talked to our best friends about everything. We call, we gossip. Girl, did you hear this? Did you see this? Like, what is they doing? Look, get with your friend. Let's get some accountability on our finances, on our money. What are your goals? I looked at my financial portfolio. I looked at my account. Can I just be real? Like, I just want to be real about it. I don't want to sit up here and pretend like everything is always grits and gravy in my household, because it's absolutely not. That's not how life works. Charissa, in the first series, we talked about, you know, life happening. Life is always happening. As soon as you set a goal and you try to move forward with something positive, things always happen. Your car breaks down. You know, a family member needs help. You're trying to, you know, help mama and daddy out. You're trying to help sister and brother out. You know, it's something that's always happening within our lives to try to distract us from the bigger picture of what we need to be focusing on. But we cannot allow the devil to distract us from our money goals. It's mentioned in the Bible. God mentions in the Bible, you know, that he wants us to be accountable for our money. He tells us, he gives us a blueprint. If it wasn't important, then he wouldn't have put it in his word. You know, we have strategies for everything within our basic instructions before leaving earth. And it even talks about money. So we just need to get into our word. We need to be more accountable. You know, we need to pray over our finances. Even when we get those paychecks, whether you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, we need to be praying over our finances. Lord, I know I have not been the best steward over my money. I know I have wasted. You have given to me many and many times over. And, you know, I've not been the best steward, but help me to understand what I need to be doing with my finances so that, you know, I won't always be living from paycheck to paycheck. That is my goal, Charissa, to help some people in our community. And it's fine. It's fine. I've been there. I understand what it's like to be there, you know, to not have any money, to be broke, you know, to have to count, you know, robbing Peter to pay Paul, to have a mountain full of debt, you avoiding the collectors. Like, I mean, I get it. I understand. Don't think I have not been there. So, I mean, what I want to do is just really have this conversation, because like I said, what we cover up, we can't get help with it. We can't get assistance with it. you know, we just need to be open with it. And like I said, we as a community, we need to come together and figure out what we can do collectively to help each other. Charissa, you may know something that I may not know. And so if we never have that conversation, then guess what? I will never get that information. If we're always talking about everything else, we're talking about politics, we're talking about what's going on, you know, that's negative in the community. We're talking about other people. I'm just speaking in general. And we're not talking about the things that affect us. We'll never get that information. I may have something that could be useful to you, that could be beneficial, that could change your life. But if we're not talking, we're not having those positive conversations, those conversations that are meaningful, then we'll never get that information. So in our last few series,
you know what, sis, I was, while you was dropping those nuggets, I was thinking it goes back to pride.
Yes.
We're so proudful, and we don't want people to know what's going on in our finances. We don't want people to know. We want to look a certain way. We're trying to keep up with what we see on YouTube or what we see on television or Instagram, and we think that we got to live this certain way. And one of the biggest things, like, we live above our means, and I've been there. We could be possibly, for example, I was one of the people, or one of the ones who like to eat out all the time. And I'm not just talking about $10, $5 meal. I'm talking about going $20 every day. Well, if I do that times 7, that's a lot of money. Versus just putting that money into my household, buying groceries with that $100 and some dollars, and it lasts more than a week or so if we actually utilize it right. But a lot of times, some of the issues that even in my own life, when it comes to finances, basically we're prideful. We don't trust God with it because we feel like, okay, I only have this amount of money. We're looking at all the things that we owe, but we put all of that stuff before him. And then God is just like, in this season, like you said, we got to give it to him. We got to do these things the way he says do it. And then if we follow his blueprint, his plan, then he will go around and give us the increase, and he will go around and give us the overflow. He will go around and give you unexpected checks in the mail.
Yes, he does.
And have somebody bless you with $20, or when your gas tank is on E, he'll say, somebody put you on my heart, let me bless
random
you with
cash
you get what I'm saying?
Cash
when you follow his plan, when you follow his way, when you follow his will, and you do it his way, when you put him first in anything, it's just not finances, but I'm telling you, I'm a living witness. When you do what he says do, he will come and shock you and leave you in awe.
Thank you, God.
I'm just a living testimony. I have to share this because I feel this so strongly. I sowed a seed in someone, and literally hours later, I received a check in the mail. Had no idea that check was coming. Had no idea. And I could be honest, it was my stimulus. They told me I didn't even get the second one. So I'm not expecting it.
Right.
You know, I'm not expecting it. But sowed that seed morning, by noonday, God had quadrupled what I just sold. Because you see what I'm saying? He gives us the increase. Had no idea that it was coming, but we have to do it his way. When we put him first, when we trust him, when we tithe and do that 10% to him, I'm telling you, first, not an afterthought, not after you pay everybody. That should be the
not
first.
If I got it after I pay everyone else, Lord.
That should be the first thing that you do. And once you follow that plan in his way, I promise you, I'm a hush, but I promise you, once you do it, that blueprint, he'll take care of the rest.
I wanted to piggyback before we kick it back to you, Tiara. Sometimes it's not pride. Sometimes it's shame. Sometimes it's, I messed up and I don't know how to come up from this. Sometimes it's not, I don't want to worry about my image. Sometimes it's, gosh, I can't believe I did that. I forgot. I poorly managed and I don't know how to express this to someone. But I love what you got, where you guys are going with that iron sharpens iron.
Yes.
And the Bible actually tells us to confess one to another so that we can be healed.
Yes.
And again, let's not just keep the Bible in the box. You can't heal financially. You don't have someone that you can go to and say, hey, this is where I am.
That's good.
A judgment-free place to say, hey, this is where I am.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
It is. Oh my goodness. I absolutely love it. I really, really do. And something else that I wanted to share as far as the first two financial series that we discussed, different tips and stuff to help you actually get started and put you on the path. We talked about prioritizing, and we talked about, like I said, accountability, making sure that we have a schedule of what we're going to do with our money before we get it. And something else that we talked about is, stop counting your money before you get it, because that is a bona fide way to get your paycheck or to get that money in the mail. And, next thing you know, you're out spending it like, okay, I got this coming. This is what I'm going to do with this. No, we just need to prioritize. As Alexis, as you said, Charissa, as you said, we give our 10% to God. That's first and foremost. He requires that of us. That's nothing from what we're spending. We're paying everybody else. We pay Alabama Power. We're paying the water company. We're paying the cable people. I don't know if I mentioned this in the first series. My husband and I, we haven't had cable for 5 years. We don't have cable in our house. Of course, we have, Netflix and, Amazon. We pay for a few things here and there. But, that cable bill, like I always said, I'm like, when it comes down to this, we're not paying this bill because it's absolutely too high. They show the same old things on TV. You're paying $200 and $300 for a bundle, and you're spending all of that unnecessary money. Charissa, if that $200 was going in an investment account or a mutual fund, like, your portfolio would be looking great in 2 years, 3 years, right? So we have to learn where we can cut back on things that we don't need, and I don't feel like I've missed out because we have smartphones. We're in the age of social media. Before it's on the news, it's on Facebook. So you don't miss out on anything. Look, before, when you log into Google, your news reports, all of that is right there. You can watch it live on your phone, so that was just something that we decided that we weren't going to invest in. We have our basic internet package. When I say basic, our $60 package, that's enough to hold us for the month. And that's all we got. They call me, do you want to upgrade? No, I don't. I'm happy with what I have. I have what I need. So, looking at where we can cut expenses for things that we don't need, that's not a necessity, that's not food, that's not water, that's not shelter, that's not clothing. And for some of us, clothing is a problem. So that's not, yeah, right, exactly. So, this necessary clothing, you have to have clothes, it's a necessity, but some of us, we go overboard. But yeah, Charissa, we're going to talk about investing today. This is our third part. Hopefully this will not be the end of our meeting. Hopefully we can get something going to where we're talking about this. We're visiting money management quarterly or, semi-annually, something, to keep everybody encouraged and to keep us going. But we're going to go ahead and jump into our series today because we know that time is important and we don't want to waste time. We're talking about investing, and that's just it. Like, don't let it scare you. Don't say, okay, well, no, this is not for me. I'm not even in a place where I can save my money, let alone invest. No, we're talking about investing. I'm not talking about saving anymore. We're talking about investing. Charissa, we work hard for our money. We go to work every single day. And we talked about this in the first and second series. We work hard for our money, but we don't allow our money to work hard for us. Charissa, the only way that we're going to see a change in our finances, the only way we're going to build a portfolio, we're talking about seeing what your portfolio looks like. The only way we're going to build one, Charissa, is if we start. We have to start. And that is a problem in our community. We don't have investments. It's okay. It's okay. I only started a few years ago, but everybody in my family now, Charissa, is investing. Everybody, because I make it mandatory. It's a mandatory conversation. Whoever I can reach, some people you just can't reach, even in your own family. Some people are just not interested. But the ones that are around me, my mother, my father, some of my older aunts, we're investing. Like, it's important when we have those conversations, but we have to start now. Most people, when you hear the word investments or when you turn it on the news, you're looking at CNN, you think that investing, oh, that's for rich people, that's for millionaires. But when you look at the story of most people who have made it to 7 figures and above, they tell you they tell you we got here by investing. That is the number one thing. You have to start your investment, and I'm not talking about your 401k on the job. Yes, that's a great place to start. If you're not investing in your 401k, that's easy money that you're missing out on.
Yeah.
Start filling out those benefits. If you don't understand your 401k, then we need to be talking. We need to be having a conversation, you and I, so we can get to the grit of what it is that they're being offered or what's being offered to you on your job, so you can invest the right amount of money, not too much, because we want to make sure we have those investments that we need on the side. But start your 401k, whatever your company is matching. Most people on your job, they can't tell you anything. HR, they can't tell you anything about investing. Well, this is what we offer, but I can't tell you much about it. So you need to be talking with someone, a money manager, somebody that understands it, that takes the time to read and get the information. Even if it's not me, if it's somebody else. I ain't talking about your cousin. I'm not talking about your, even your bosses. Sometimes I was on jobs before, you would ask them questions. I don't know. Call HR. You call HR. I don't know, well, they give you the basic information. So get with a financial advisor. Let's invest that money, even if you're having to pay for their time. Me personally, I'm doing this for free because I want to see my people win. We have to learn how to have these conversations, so it costs nothing to sit down with me. Let's look at your 401k. If your company is matching 5%, you need to be investing, Charissa, Alexis, at least 5%. If they're matching 6%, that's what you need to be investing at minimum, okay? And yes, it's the stock market. Don't let it scare you, but we have to start. The minimum on your job in the 401k, I think I saw a question that was tailored to that. Whatever, if it's on your job, whatever your company is matching, that's what you need to be investing. For your investments on your own, which you still need to have, don't say, okay, I got my 401k, that's all I need. No, ma'am, no, sir. You need something outside of your job, because that's a benefit that's given to you on your job. If you ever leave that job, then guess what? That benefit is gone. It's not there. You need something steady. You need something stable. You need something on your own. Again, if you don't understand how to get that set up, we need to be having a conversation. But getting started, mutual funds, the basic investment tool that I try to inform people about. Y'all, we can start investing with as little as $25. You don't even need a whole lot. We make excuses about everything, but I promise you, I done spent $25 on fast food this week. We have it. It's not that we don't have it. We have it. We just don't know how to prioritize with putting it where it needs to go. So stop saying I don't have the money. Stop saying that, it just ain't a good time right now. We need to get started because time is on your side. As soon as you get started, as soon as you're putting money away, you're saving money, it gets you in the habit. You're thinking, okay, I got a stock over here in Disney. I have a stock over here in the railroad. You get invested in things, and you start wanting to know more. And so it does a lot for your self-gratification. You start to learn a lot more. But the best thing to do, like I said, is to get started early. Don't let the fact that, you are not a millionaire, or, you don't have $500,000 in the bank deter you from investing. The only way to get there is to actually get something going, okay? So we want to start as early as possible. And again, if you don't know what the right time is, the time is now. It's now. It's now. It's not next month. It's not next year. $25, a mutual fund, anywhere. It doesn't matter. Get started. Let's get started. One of my second points that I want to talk about, because I know this is really huge. We see a lot of things on Facebook. We see a lot of things in the media that tells us, okay, why would I want to put my money in the stock market? Because, the market crashes all the time. And look, Charissa, we won't even invest $25, and we have all of these questions, but that's fine. It's okay to be fearful. But the only thing to fear really is, like I said, being broke, at the end of your life, after you work so hard and you have nothing to show for it. That's the only thing to be scared of. But with the media, you're always seeing some headlines. Oh, this particular company, they bottom out, or the stock market, we're just in an Armageddon. You see all of these dramatic things on social media and in the media about investing. You know, you're losing your money here and there. You know, the stocks, they go up and down, up and down. But when I tell you, Charissa, they literally do. They go up and down. Again, don't let that deter you, especially if you're starting off slow. That's why I tell people the best thing to do when it comes to investing is to get you a mutual fund. You start there before you start with individual stocks, putting $1,000 in Facebook, putting $1,000, you know, in the oil companies. Before you start putting $1,000 in gold, start with a mutual fund. That way your investments are diversified. You have several different stocks. So instead of just investing in one company and putting all of your eggs in one basket, you got Disney in your portfolio, you got Netflix in your portfolio, you know, so now it makes sense for you to pay that monthly fee for Netflix because it's in my portfolio. Okay, I'm contributing to my own success. It makes sense for you to yeah, exactly. It makes sense for you to go shop at CVS. So now I can spend that money. This money is in my, you know, I have investments in this company, you know, it's in my portfolio. A mutual fund is diversified. That's the fun thing about it. And you have money in different places. In Apple, these iPhones that we love to run out and buy. If you ain't got no stock in Apple, stop buying these iPhones. Stop making Apple rich. They already got enough. They got enough. We need to be putting some money in a portfolio. Let's invest in the stock. I don't want the phone. Give me the stock. How much can I put in the stock? Let everybody else, yeah, let them make you, help make you some money, okay? But don't let the media scare you. That is their job. They want to get ratings. Everybody wants to know what's happening, when it's happening, and that's the topic of conversation. Sometimes what they put in the media, we already know it's not even true, you know, but they'll break a headline in a minute to get you scared. What does everybody do? They pull their money out of the stock market, and then they go and spend it. You know, when we leave a job, we pull that money out of the 401k. They send us that big check. Instead of rolling it over to an IRA like we're supposed to, or instead of putting it in a mutual fund and continue to contribute to that money, what do? We get that check and we spend it, right? You know, so let's stop doing those things. Let's get some stable investments. Let's try to take the time to understand things, you know, before we shut them down or before we say it's not for us. We as a people, we will never know the benefits of something unless we go forward with trying to understand it and with trying to get the information about it, you know. And then when somebody gives us information, let's take heed to it. You know, you don't know something that it could change your life. You know, things that you get from people, it could change your life, but you would never know unless you get started and stop fearing again what's being said or what people are talking about. We love to take advice from both folks that ain't got no money. Girl, you better not put your money in that stock market. You ain't gonna have none. Like, you know, and you like, well, I ain't got none now, you know. I'm not, look, I ain't doing nothing with it myself. So, you know.
Girl, you stepping on toes. Wow. I'm sorry. You stepping on toes.
That's all right.
I
already said ouch.
Yes. Yes, and get started, okay? And what we want to do as well when it comes to investing and actually knowing where we need to go, we want to focus on saving. That's something that we don't do as well. We talked about this in the first financial series. You got to have something saved up. I told you that we would be getting to this, the grits and bacon of it all, but we want to start saving. If you don't have a savings account, or if you have a savings account and you're only putting $10 in there, let's go ahead and up our savings, please. Like we're all grown. You know, we're not kids. That's what you put $10 in there for the kids. You put $20 in there for the kids. You know, let's start, you know, $50, $75, $100. Let's up our savings. And that money, sometimes, Charissa, we won't even pay ourselves. We won't even pay ourselves. We talk about what we're scared to do, what we don't want to do, what, you know, them folks ain't gonna take my money, you know, or whatever. We won't even pay ourselves. A simple savings account at the bank. What does your savings account look like? You know, what does it look like? Where are we? You know, when it comes to emergency funds and when it comes to, you know, having enough money to cover 6 months if we're out, you know, to cover our mortgage, to cover our rent, our basic bills. What does that look like for us? We need at least 6 to 12 months of savings stored away you know, even if you don't want to invest the money, you just need it stored away so that if something happens, if you're out of a job, it happens all the time. All the time. Start investing in yourself. Start loving yourself first. Give God his 10%. Love on yourself first, because Alabama Power is always going to be there. They're going to be there every month to collect theirs. You know, the water company, Verizon, all of these other companies, they're going to be there every single month. AT&T, T-Mobile, like, you know, they, of course, they want their money, but start paying yourself first, giving yourself a percentage of your money so you can say, okay, I'm on track with my savings.
So
I want to make sure that if something happens, if my car breaks down, if my baby gets sick and I have to take time off work, you know, that I have some money stored away. So you don't have to choose between your household, what's most important, and choose between your job or, you know, not having a job. Hey, if anything happens, if they lay me off, if they fire me, if the manager wants to act crazy, look, I got 6 to 12 months of savings put away, stored away, so that I can make sure after I leave this job, I can live, you know, before I find me something else, or, you know, I get another stream of income coming in. And like I said, once we get on track to saving something, doesn't have to be a whole lot. They have a whole lot of savings challenges on YouTube. You can look it up. It can be a fun thing for you to do. Learn how to save $5,000. I'm not even gonna say 1,000, because you know that right there should be typical. It should be typical at this point. We should at least have $1,000 saved up. If we don't, look, let's start. You need to get to $1,000. How quickly in the next 2 months can you get to $1,000? You know, what can we do on the side to save some extra money so we can at least have $1,000 saved up? But they have all type of challenges. We do all of these challenges on TikTok, Facebook. Let's start doing some money saving challenges. So, and who's it going to benefit, Teresa? Who's it going to benefit? Us, right? You know, and then look, when something happens, we like, Lord, I didn't do what I look. If you get me out, you bail me out one more time.
Just one more time.
Right. Look, that is it. I know. Look, I've said it. Look, help me out one more time, Lord, please, please. I get it now. I'm gonna do right. And we don't ever do right, you know. So let's do something different. Let's show faithfulness, because when we show faithfulness, when we show, okay, I'm making a step no matter what happens. When we show that, okay, I'm gonna do something different to make a positive impact on my life. Nobody's gonna do it for you. You know, nobody's gonna walk up to our door and hand us $1 million. It's just not going to happen. We have to make it happen for ourselves, and we have the ability to do so. Teresa, in the last financial series, I told you that most of us will see $1 million over the course of our lifetime. But the real grit of what we're talking about is, how many of us, or how much of that money are we going to keep? Are we going to spend everything that we make? Even if you make $25,000, it's no excuse. I'm going in on everybody. I'm talking to myself. I'm going in $25,000 over the course of 30 years. That's $1 million. It's $1 million. Do the math. You're a millionaire, but how much of that money are you going to retain? Are you going to spend every single thing that you make, or are you going to put some money to the side so that you don't have to work forever? Okay, and you're not at the end of your life when you actually can start enjoying, you know, some of the things that you want to enjoy. We have to live way past our working years, and that's where people get in trouble. Now we got to choose between eating and buying our medicine. Now we got to choose between, you know, medicine and our bills that are always going to be there. That's why I say they're always going to be there. Put some money up for yourself. Start with some goals. Let's start setting some goals. That's what we're going to talk about now: investment goals and savings goals. And let's get to it. Let's start making it happen. Okay. That is my 4th point. I think I'm on my 4th point. Goals. Let's set goals. Teresa, my goals may not be the same as your goals. Alexis, your goals are not the same as Teresa goals. You know, Teresa, she may be like, look, I'm not married. I don't have any kids. what does a portfolio for me look like? What do I want to do? What can I do that's going to be beneficial to me right now at this stage in my life? Not to say it's not going to happen, but what can I do? Like I told my best friend, I'm like, look, girl, get your stuff together. So when your man come, you'll be like, baby, what you got? Because we not accepting anything over here. What that FICO score look like? What that
That's
savings
so
look
good.
like? Look, I need to know. Right, exactly. So you coming to the table. I'm coming to the table with this. What do you have? Because I'm not gonna allow anyone to deter me from my goals. Alexa, same thing. You got babies. You got the babies. Like what is their college expenses gonna look like? What my mortgage? What do I need to do so I can begin to pay off this mortgage so I can see some of my money that I'm putting into this big investment that I have? Our portfolios look a little bit different. Okay. But we got to set goals that are realistic for our household. Where do I want to be in the next 20 to 30 years?
Yeah.
Do I still want to be working at the job that I'm at? Do I want to be retired? Do I want to be traveling? Do I want to be enjoying my time? Do I want to work for the rest of my life? Some people, for some people, that's just a thing. I want to work, I want to slave away for the rest of my life, doing whatever we do. That may be your thing. But if not, we need to be setting some goals, saving goals. We need to be setting goals for saving. Right. And like I said, we should have already had something laid out for that. But if you have not started, let's start. Start with those savings goals. Get to $1,000. Get to $5,000. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. Look, take 12 months of those statements and go back and add up all your fast food purchases and see how much money you spent.
First of all, stop coming for me.
I'm sorry, sis. We gotta hold each other accountable. Look, I did horrible this month. I did horrible this month. I was so disappointed when I added up my expenses. So I'm not just talking to everybody else, I'm talking to myself as well. We gotta hold each other accountable. But for them 12 months, if you go back, get those printouts and add it up. That's all I'm doing. Basic strategies. It looks bad. For this month, my spending was out of control. And I'm like, no, the devil is a lie. I have a baby on the way. We're not going to do this. Like, I'm not gonna go back 20 steps after I didn't walk 4 or after I didn't gain 10 steps. Okay. So that's a way to keep yourself accountable. That money that we spent, we're going to cut that in half. I'm not saying that you got to deprive yourself, but some of us, we do need to deprive ourselves because half of this stuff that we put into our bodies, we're affecting our health anyway. Our health goes, what we need to be focused on. Health is wealth. Health is wealth. So all this stuff that we eating, it don't do anything for us anyway. But let's slash that in half. Go out to eat sometimes, maybe once a week. If we're doing it every day, let's cut it down to twice a week and put that money. Every time you think about McDonald's, every time you think about Subway, every time you think about Chipotle, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna cook this food that I got in the freezer. I'm gonna take out this chicken. I'm gonna get up early enough so I can make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Go cheese.
I was like, look, I'm not doing it. It's over with. Look, I got my peanut butter and jam.
You walking today, Tiara. She's coming with the fire.
Look, I'm gonna get some bread. Exactly. And that's what we gonna do. I'm gonna punish myself because I haven't been doing what I'm supposed to do. Okay. And but not hold myself accountable.
I just wanted to say one thing, even with that, just words. You said I gotta punish myself. No, I'm going to, like you said, pay myself by eating this peanut butter and jelly. This is a down payment on the harvest I want to see next month.
Right, exactly.
Let me tell you. So my this is a little plug. So my nephew, we went to Disneyland, Disney World in 2019. And so I told him, I said, okay, we're gonna go to Disneyland that's in Cali, right? Wait, am I saying that right?
Yeah,
Disneyland in Cali. Got to get it together. So I said, okay, buddy, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get us some pickle jars, we're gonna get some jars, you hear me? And we're saving some change. You out every time we break a bill from a restaurant or something like that, we take that change and I put it into a jar. Man, I'm telling you, those jars, we heard a message at TWC a while back about find you some jars. Absolutely. This lady had all these jars around her house. Listen, I've learned to start saving all types of money, bills and coins, because
Yes.
coins can be converted into dollars.
Yeah.
And
Right.
guess what? If it doesn't take much, man, if you
No.
just continue to do, just put a little bit back, put a little bit back. Every time you get something, put a little bit back. I like something that you said about paying yourself, which we do not do.
Mm-mm.
We take, and I
pay
guess
McDonald's
I'm gonna
and
try to break
Chipotle
this down. Okay,
and
so we do the
Applebee's.
10th. Many of us do the tithe,
Yes.
and then we take the 90
Yeah.
and we go and pay bills and do whatever else. But if we will take 10 for that tithes and 10 for you and live off of the 80,
Life will change.
life will change, because you're making that cushion
Yeah.
inside of your savings
Yeah.
for you to be able to do the things that you want to do. Me personally, I do not have $1,000 saving. I'm being honest, I don't. But guess what? My goal is to get there, and I have been striving. I was that person putting $10 and $25 in this bank, and then I tried to get slick and start using it to put it into another account, another institution,
Mhm.
because when you have your savings account in the same bank, you could just switch the little
Sure
money.
can.
You just transfer and stuff.
Oh,
So that was your girl transferring money here and there. I said, no, let me go ahead and try to use another account. I did it, and guess what? I was still going to that savings account, pulling that money out. What I'm trying to tell you is, it was my mindset about it.
Absolutely.
My mindset, I wasn't ready. I was trying to do something, but I wasn't ready mentally. So once we change our mindset about money and how we look at it and how to use it and make sure to make our money work for us,
Mhm.
we'll start seeing the change. We'll start seeing those cushions in our savings. We'll have that money where we need to have it, so that we can go and do what we want to do. Take that trip if we want to take that trip,
Yeah.
instead of trying to
Make it happen.
and on another thing too, while we're talking about that, budget it out. Everybody wants to enjoy life, cool beans. So if you want to go somewhere, budget it out.
That's
Save
what I'm
for that trip.
Yeah.
Save for it. Put a little bit back. Take a little bit, but just do it in moderation. Be smart.
Yep.
Make your money work for you. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying.
Definitely.
I wanted to false alarm. I wanted to piggyback off of what she was saying about the change. I can remember one weekend, Cameron and I we dumped all, that's my daughter. We took all of our purses. I don't want to say how many purses there were. We just dumped all the change out in the middle of the floor and just counted it out. This was before they had the coin counter machines. Had enough to splurge for the whole weekend.
Wow.
Like we had enough to fill up the gas tank, go out to eat, go to Dollar Tree and have go crazy, all from change.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second thing I was going to say is because I don't carry cash, you mentioned change. So now my checking account will round up and then put that
Yes.
change into
another account. Yeah.
Right. And then that's how I save for Christmas.
Are y'all getting these? Hold on. I hope the people is getting the nuggets and the gems. We need to start utilizing the
Look,
resources.
we might have scared them. Look, I might have scared them away, Teresa.
No, you had scared.
No, they're still here. They're still
It
here.
might
I'm
just
watching
be us three.
I'm watching.
They're still here.
We're watching it. They're checking the comments. Look, they telling you rocking
Listen,
heavy.
What it is, listen, no one likes surgery. That's all it is. You just giving them a little bit of surgery. They're gonna thank you later. It's gonna be good.
Yes,
And even
definitely.
and honestly, even me, there are some things that you've said that I'm like, oh, how does she know? So it's good.
Next over here in my back, y'all.
Oh
She
my
like,
God. I'm like,
Oh,
listen, this is the irony. I never do the co-hosting. It's usually Tisha. I don't think it's by accident that I'm the one having a co-host tonight, because you're just all in my closet. I'm like, oh, I gotta go repent to Jesus.
Ooh, come on, real and raw conversations. Listen, I have a question for you, Lexi. Somebody said, what bank is that does the roundup?
Oh, Avadian. I'm with Avadian and I have a sensible savings account. So if I spend $1.82, they're gonna take the 18 cents and put it in a savings account for me.
That's good. That's
Okay,
what's up.
awesome.
Maybe check with your banks and see if that I need to check it with mine and see if that's something that they do. But that's a good idea. It's a good idea. Yeah, this is good. Your drop this.
It is. It's
good.
good. I'm enjoying the dialogue. And just to touch on something that you said, Teresa, that I think is important as far as being able to see that money, see where we go. A lot of us, we don't have that discipline to actually allow that money to stay in our savings accounts. Guys, that's why mutual funds are so important, because we can take that money it can be working in the stock market. Again, your eggs are spread out into different baskets. You're not just, guys, if you start a mutual fund, you're gonna be like, why did I not do this sooner?
Sooner.
You know, that's what I hear from my family, my mom, my own mother, my aunts. They're like, why did I not do this sooner? You know, sometimes we just don't know what we just don't know, okay? But when you start your fund and you get that prospectus every single month, you're getting it's coming in. You know, a lot of times our 401k, we don't know what's happening. And a lot of us, we don't even log on to see what's going on. But getting that prospectus in the mail that shows you, okay, these are all of the companies that you're invested in, it gets you excited. You
Yeah.
can say, I'm an investor. You can't see that money, Charissa. So that $25 or that $50 that you're investing is going towards building something that's going to help you long term. But guess what? Yeah, you can go get the money when you want to, but it's not a quick just let me go run to the bank.
Right.
You gotta actually put in for it. You gotta call, let them know how much money you want to get out. And guess what? It's a
Gotta
1
wait.
to 2 day. Yes,
Yep.
it's a 1 to 2 day delivery. So,
That's it.
you might think twice. Do I really want to go pull out this money? This is the only thing that I have going that I know, is going to be there for me if ever I need something. You really need something, and this is what's helping me to build my future. Do I really want to go and take this $2,000 out to spend or to splurge, on presents? Or do I really want to splurge this money to go out with my family and all of these different things that we do, and yes, we want to have different goals set up for different things. If you want to travel more, and that's something else that we don't do. We spend all of this unnecessary money, at fast food restaurants. We spend all of this unnecessary money at the mall, shopping, and it's okay. But let's designate some of that money that we get on a weekly basis, 2 weeks basis. Let's say, okay, I'm gonna put $50 in my investment. And guess what, Charissa, before you get your check, that money is gone, honey.
Yeah.
Before it even hits your account, that money has already designated itself to your account. So you can't see it.
That's
And
good.
that helps with saving. You don't have to do a high risk account. You can do something low risk. And again, the stock market goes up and down. That's just a part of it. But what we have to do is we have to stop looking. Let that money work. Let it do what it's gonna do. Because like I said, we've wasted way more over the course of our life on things that we'll never see a return on. That trip to the fast food restaurant, you'll never get a return on that money. You'll never see it back again. You've completely, it's gone, right? It's gone to the CEO of McDonald's. It's gone to the CEO of Subway. It's gone to the CEO of KFC, and whatnot. You'll never see a return on. So let's designate, okay, I'm going to put $50 towards, my investments this month, or this is what I'm going to contribute on a monthly basis. I'm going to put $50 towards that trip fund. I know I want to go out with my girls. We're going to take a trip. We've been locked up in the house. Not saying that you can't do the things that you want to do, but let's take a certain amount. Okay, I know I want to go shopping this weekend. I'm gonna take $50 from my check, and I'm gonna put it, this is gonna be or this is gonna go towards my shopping spree. I'm not gonna spend anything other than this on clothes or makeup or whatever it is, or on jewelry, whatever it is that you like to buy. Let's stop impulse shopping. That's what we have to stop doing.
Let's talk about it.
Yes.
Girl, she hit me in the head right there.
She already
Hold
got
on.
me. I'm literally already in the coffin. She already got me.
Impulse shopping, emotionally shopping, because it's a fix. It makes me feel better. I got it. Or because, I got this income tax money. Now I'm finna go blow it up. And then two days later, I don't have it.
That's it. That's it. We gotta stop doing that. Oh, and Charissa, let me bring it back a little bit. We gotta stop doing it everywhere, even in the grocery store. We ain't making that list. We're not making that list. You go in Walmart, guess what? You spending $250 minimum. You're spending $150 minimum, and you look at the bags when you get out to the car. You're like, what did I get?
This is not what I went into.
What did I buy? Like, that's it. That's why Walmart is the devil. Walmart is the devil.
Wait. So for me, because I was that person. So what helped me was I do use the Walmart cart app. And then I can see my total. So I'll put everything I want in the cart. Then I look at that total.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, now what do I actually need?
Oh,
And
yes.
that helps keep me accountable. And because it's in the cart and I'm not physically walking through the stores, I'm not getting all this extra stuff that I can't do nothing with.
Y'all.
Yes, definitely.
So that's
Definitely. I know when I used to go in Walmart when we first bought our house, I used to spend $300-400 like it was nothing. Somebody asked a question, Charissa, what about stocks with Stash and Robinhood? Those are good ways to diversify your portfolio, but don't depend just on, apps in order to invest. Yes, get you a little. If you want to do, how much are you investing? Are you investing $5 or $10, or what is the amount that you're putting into your Stash account? What is the amount that you're putting into your Robinhood account? You want to have different things going, because I know with Stash and Robinhood, you can see the up, you can see the down, when your stock is going up and your stock is going down. And if I'm not mistaken, I think you're invested in individual stocks with Stash and Robinhood. I could be wrong, because I have not touched. I've not touched. I'm not personally involved. Not to say that it's not a good thing, but I think that's a way to definitely get you going. But you still want to have diversification, not just be invested in one thing. You make your money how you make your money. So that however you make your money, whether it's off a job, whether it's through a business, you have funds coming in, but you still have to let that money work for you versus spending it. You still have to let it work for you in different types of portfolios. So you got your 401k, you got your Stash account, you got your Robinhood account that you're playing with for fun to get you started, but you still need to sit down with someone. You still need an actual diversified portfolio to where your money can be going, or you can designate $50 to $100 so that you can see the fruit of your labor at some point in your life. A lot of times when you sit down with a financial advisor, they should be talking to you about goals. That's the first thing that you should be talking about. Charissa, I know I'm looking at the time as well. I'm gonna try to get through these last few points as quickly as possible.
Take your
I know,
time.
I know it's Saturday.
Before you move on from there, since we're on the investing topic, so I and I'm so embarrassed, just started talking to my 14-year-old about investing. We're just now having the conversation. She wants to buy stock in Apple, of course. How soon should we start talking to our kids about investing?
How soon? As early as they can understand, or as early as they can talk. We need to be putting something back. I know for me personally, I'm expecting my first child in the next 2 months. So I'm going to go ahead and get that account started. I'm going to go ahead, $25 over the course of every month for 20 years, 18 years. That's going to be a good chunk of change, and I'm not going to think twice about it. I'm just going to go ahead, get it set up, get it started, or $50. I haven't decided what we're going to start with, or I may just increase it every birthday. But, I'm not looking at, I'm not looking at my husband. He came in here with I don't know, something he had bought from the store. I'm like, Kendra, why do we need that? Like, the baby is not going to need that for the next 3 years. Like, they're not going to be able to use that for the next 3 years. So, so I'm just like, no, I'm going to get an investment account. That's going to be my gift to my child when they turn 18. But as soon as these babies can talk, we want to start putting money away, not just in the piggy bank, but we need to start talking to them. We're buying Jordans, we're buying name brand clothes, we're buying these things that they grow out of, that they're not going to have for long periods of time. And no, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it. It's okay to buy your children things, but I promise you, you have more millennials out here that are struggling with student loan debt, struggling with things that their parents, if mama had just put a little bit of money away, if daddy had just put a little bit of money away, we got the car, but cars break down. Do something that's going to yield an impact long term. So instead of getting a student loan, Alexis, we can write that $20,000 check. We can write that $30,000 check for the first semester of college. Well, you got $50,000 in an account. Look, that's scholarship. That's it right there. That's the 4 years right there. You didn't pay for, hey, I graduated debt free. My mama paid for my college. She wrote the check. You know, and then on top of the scholarship money, that's going in the pocket.
Yep.
It's all we need is time. I promise you, time is on our side. That's the only thing that we need is a little bit of time and a little bit of dedication to get these things started. And like I said, not just for you, not just for your child, but for you. You know, we want to teach our children how to do things, but we want to set an example by doing, not just, you know, hey, don't do as I do as I say. You know, we want to set a good example, and we want to make sure we have our financial goals as well in a place. So when we go out, no, baby, we're not doing this. We're not doing this weekend. You know, hey, if you want this, I'm gonna put some money in your investment account and we're gonna call it a day. You don't need that. You know, we have to learn how to say no. My husband has a problem with that himself. You know, even when it comes to our little nieces and nephews, and he spoils them rotten, literally spoils them rotten. His daughters, you know, they're spoiled rotten. They get everything they want. And I'm like, look, you know, time is of the essence. Time is going by. You know, they're gonna need things, really need things, you know, and what will we have to show for it? So we have to ask those tough questions. Do I buy you the phone, or do I put $1,000 in an investment account? We're spending the money anyway, you know, and a lot of times these kids run through phones like it's, I don't know.
Not just the kids, I run through phones.
Yeah,
Even adults too.
Yeah, and I think this brings us into our next point. Let's use our goals that we set. We talked about setting investment goals and savings goals, but let's use those goals that we set to develop a time frame. Charissa, a lot of times we don't put a time frame on things. You know, we say what we want. We say, okay, you know, I claim millionaire status, I claim 7-figure status, I claim billionaire status. But realistically, if we're not doing anything to get ourselves there, we'll never see it. Again, no one is going to, the money man ain't gonna come knock on our door and say, Charissa, you're a great person, you help others, let me bless you with $1 million. It would be nice. It would be nice. And I'm not saying that it's not possible. You know, like, look, if that happens, definitely break your girl off with a little something, you know, and I will do the same for you. But, you know, as much as we want it to be that easy, it's not that easy. We have to be a good steward. We have to do the work, you know, with the prayers. We have to send the prayers up, but also do the work, you know.
And work is dead. Pray and work.
Yes, exactly. Exactly, to make it happen. I see so many stories about people paying off debt and single mothers, you know, reaching 7-figure status. If they can do it alone, you know, I know anybody can do it. And I'm just investing in those type of things. I love to see people winning, you know, but also I'm looking, what did they do? I'm not there yet. I'm not at a 7-figure status yet. So I have a lot to learn. There's nothing that no one can teach me. I'm not above learning, you know, so anytime I meet people that are further along than I am, or they have already paid off their mortgage, you know, in 5 years or 7 years or 10 years. I want to know what you did. You know, I'm taking notes. Let's stop thinking that we're above someone telling us something, you know. Right. So we use those goals, and let's use those things as an example. I'm watching the podcast. I'm hearing people out when they say, okay, I did this. I had to make these sacrifices. I had to, you know, really invest in my education, you know, making sure that I know what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, how to move, learning these things, you know, just like we take the time out to fill our spirit with things that are not going to yield us a return. We have to take the time out to, okay, I know I want to get here. I know I want to have $500,000. I at least want to have $1 million. You know, we can do it. It's not impossible. It's not impossible for us as a people to reach millionaire status, okay? And it's not impossible for us to show our family how to get there, but we just have to put in the effort. But what's my time frame, Charissa? How much time do I have left? Let's be realistic about the statistics, okay? You know, they say the average man is gonna live to the age of, I think it's 75. It changes all the time, you know, with as time goes on, with the way that we eat, just collective statistics on our health and how we're doing, you know, it changes all the time. But they say the average man lives, I think, to be about 75. The average woman will outlive the man, you know, to 86 or 87. But again, what age do we stop working? working, excuse me, what age do we want to stop working? Do we want to retire? Is the house going to be paid off? How much money are we going to need to live off of? Because we still have to live after retirement, okay? And look, Social Security may not be there. It's a strong possibility that it's not going to be there. Let's just cut out the may. It's a strong possibility that Social Security will not be there for our generation when we retire. So we have to stop depending on the government to do things for us when we need to be working to do things for ourselves. And no, it's not fair. It's a lot of things that happen in life that is not right. It's not fair. But what can we do about it other than control our household? Like I said, I don't care what goes on. Trump doesn't control my household. Obama doesn't control my household. Biden don't control my household. Whether he forgives these student loans or not, whether I can get on the list or not, I'm gonna make a goal to pay off my debt. I'm gonna make a goal to invest. I'm going to set a time frame for when I want to see this manifestation happen, and I'm going to work. So if I don't reach the mark, Charissa, if I don't reach $1 million, I can be right there at 750,000. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money to live off of versus if I get, in my 50s and 60s and I only got 100,000, because I only invested in my 401k. I didn't have a diversified portfolio. I didn't think to go off on my own and invest in anything on my own. So let's set some goals. Again, when you sit down with a financial advisor, they should give you, okay, how much money do we want to invest? They should give you an end point of where you should be. Of course, it's dictative on the market, how the market does. It's only a viewpoint, but we should at least have an end goal in mind. Best way to enter the stock market. Mutual funds.
We have a few questions in the chat we wanted to get to.
Okay.
Are you ready for them now? That was one of them. One of the questions was, what's the best way to enter the stock market?
Mutual funds.
Okay. Next question.
Funds.
Next question was, what do you think about Dave Ramsey?
I
didn't. It's from the chat.
Yes, I got you. I listen myself personally. I listen to Dave Ramsey. Do I agree with everything that he says? No, I don't. But I mean, whatever gets you to your financial goals. If you're going to be a follower, if you're going to, take his viewpoints, if you're going to, because he does have some really good viewpoints. Everybody may not agree with everything that I say, and that's all well, fine and good. But, get you somebody where you can be listening. He says the same things. He talks about money management. He talks about spending money. I don't agree with him calling people stupid. And, but I don't know if that's what it takes, I guess, for the people that want to put themselves in the spotlight. But, money management, that's all he talks about. He has 7 key fundamental practices that can help you to change your life, to help you change the way you're spending so you can reach millionaire status. One of his co-stars, Chris Hogan, he wrote a book. I have the book myself, where it talks about the everyday millionaire. You think that most people that are millionaires, they got there to that particular status because they were rich, because they inherited money, and that's all well, fine and good. But no, most people that are millionaires, they got there because they put in the work. They saw what they needed to do. They paid down their debt. As you said, Charissa, they started living on less than they made or less than they make. They set goals and they took steps to reach their financial goals. So whatever gets you going, I personally listen to Dave Ramsey. Don't agree with everything that he says, but again, a lot of our people don't even know who Dave Ramsey is. I'm trying to bring it home for us so that we can have this information in our own communities and we can get the nuggets that we need. Because if Charissa is following a certain pattern, I may have friends that don't know who. A lot of my friends don't know who Dave Ramsey is. They've heard of him. Oh, that's the guy, he talks about money all the time. Yeah, he talks about money all the time. You may know who he is, but your family may not know who he is. Okay. But I mean, he's a character. It's entertaining and he gives out a lot of good information. But you know, that's just my viewpoint. That's my viewpoint on that. But whatever it takes to get you going, if he motivates you to start, if you listening to him call people crazy and stupid and you know, talk about different things, if that gets you in the mindset that dang, I really need to do better, then hey, by all means, you know, get you an influential person to listen to when it comes to matters as far as your money is concerned.
Okay. Next question. How often should you revisit your 401k investments?
You need to at least be looking at your 401k once a year. Nobody should ask you what's in your 401k, or, you know, I've had this when I've sat down with people. You ask people what's in their 401k and they tell you, I don't know. Like, you should know what's in your 401k. You should know how your 401k is doing. It's not enough to just invest. I don't know why we're so trusting with, you know, matters of other people handling our money, but then we're scared to invest on our own and get our own portfolio started. For the life of me, I don't understand that. I think it's just a psychological thing. But know what's in your 401k. You need to at least visit it every 6 months to a year, you know, to a year. Now, if you're gonna be tempted to spend the money, then don't even worry about it. Just let it do what it do, you know, and check it once a year. But you know, if you really, yeah, you need to know what your money is doing. And that's for your personal investments too. If you start a mutual fund, you need to know what's in your savings account. Again, if you're gonna be tempted to spend that money, don't worry about it. Just let it build up. You know, the money is safe, it's not going anywhere. And that is working for you. But that's my take on that. Know what your money is doing. You shouldn't have any type of investment and not know what's happening with it, you know,
Good.
what's going on with it.
Good. What advice do you have for those who whose income does not allow them to invest?
I personally, not to be mean or anything, or to, you know, sound, I personally don't believe that there's anyone's income that doesn't allow them to invest. I mean, $25, that's nothing. It's nothing to start a mutual fund. Even if you can't put money in your 401k, you can do something. There's always something that can be done. I mean, it depends on the lifestyle that you're living. Do you have anything that you can cut back on? Cable, phone service? I mean, it's always something that you can do to make sure that you have enough money to invest. And again, this is not for anyone else, it's for you. It's for you, because you don't want to live your life or work hard on somebody else's job making them rich. You're working for 30 and 40 plus years just to not have anything available. And if debt is controlling you to that point, we need to be working on a second stream of income. That's important. We need to be making the sacrifices, because your bills are always going to be there. And you've had a lot of people, I know people that, you know, I've heard the stories, read the stories about people that have, you know, gotten evicted from their houses. They've had to give the cars back. You know, cars have gotten repossessed. It shouldn't have to get to that point for us to, you know, understand that we have to do something. There has to be a cushion, because it hurts, Charissa, when you fall on hard times and your bank account is zilch. There's nothing there. That hurts. Yes. It's a hurtful feeling when you're struggling and you can't pay your bills. These people are calling you. When are you going to do this? When are you going to make this payment? And they call nonstop. Yes. They call nonstop when you make the payments. So it hurts when you don't have the money to do what you need to do for yourself. So we need to have something going, whether you need to make it fun or, you know, just turn it into a challenge. How quickly can I save $1,000? How quickly can I save $5,000? It's so many things that you can do to make extra money. They have food delivery. People, you know, they order food.
Oh no, you're muted, Tiara.
Okay. I do apologize.
No, that's okay.
Above doing anything to help you financially, take on a second job. If you got to deliver pizzas, like whatever you got to do,
Yeah.
start a business, do something to help you get that extra strand of income
Yeah.
coming in, and make the sacrifices. Cable, what can I give up that I don't need? I mean, even if I'm only eating out twice a month, give it up.
That's good.
You're muted, Tierra. There you go. That's all right.
Okay.
We still gonna get this good
Yes.
meat.
Yes.
Okay. So we're okay with the questions. Was there anything else?
Yes.
I saw something about cryptocurrency or something.
Yes. What are your views on cryptocurrency?
That's a way to make money. That's an additional stream of income. We cannot confuse additional streams of incomes with actually having a portfolio for that money to go in once you make it. So, I've heard people talk about Forex. I've heard them talk about cryptocurrency. Again, once you make your money, it's just, I think it's passive. If I'm not mistaken, passive income. You invest the money and you see the dividends, but you still have to have a place to put that money once you make it. So if you have a small business that you're making an extra $500 or $1,000 on a monthly basis, you still need to have a place to put that money. So
awesome.
Yeah.
That's good.
Awesome.
That's good.
The next one is, do most financial advisors cost, and how do you find them?
Most financial advisors, yes, you're going to pay them for their time. Again, like I said, I'm not trying to put myself out there as the end all be all. If a lot of people, they want somebody that they can relate to.
Yes.
It may not, you may want a male advisor, you may want someone who's older, who's been in the game for a longer period of time. I'm friends with a lot of people. I have a lot of connections in the investment game, people that, I aspire to be like, that have been helping people with their money for years. They were doing this when it wasn't popular. They were doing this through, the 2008 financial crisis. They've been doing it a long time. So they've seen things, happen. They've seen people go through struggles. They've seen it all. So hey, whatever works for you. I just want you to start investing. I just want you to start saving. Do whatever is best for your financial house. Ask the questions that are necessary to ask. Start setting the goals, and let's start actually putting a foot forward to reach those goals, even if we start small. If you can't do $25, you can do $10. You can do $5. Start with something, and let's make it happen. Yes.
That's good.
Awesome.
That's good.
Just a few more points here. We're not going to talk about risk tolerance. I put that on the list to talk about, but if we haven't started investing just yet, that's something that we talk about. What's your risk tolerance? And that goes along with, your age, and again, where you are. Someone who's 60 and just starting to invest is going to have a different risk tolerance than someone who's, say, 25, 26 years old. They have a longer time frame to get into the investment market and get started, and therefore they can incur some risk, and that comes with investing. Okay, but don't let that scare you. Again, we throw money away on a lot of different things, so the risk of losing your money should not be a reason why you shouldn't invest. Again, that's why I stated, Teresa, we don't just want to have stock in Apple. We don't want to just have stock in one particular company, because when that money goes away, Wells Fargo, you got different Dow Jones, the S&P 500, you don't want to just have it in one place. You want to have it spread out over a portfolio. So that is when you go into talking about your risk tolerance, and that goes into, your age, and how much time you actually have left before you retire. And give me one moment here. I'm going to go over a few more points really quickly, and we'll get back to some more questions if we have any. And Teresa, is there anything that you wanted to? to talk about
Um,
this.
no, I think you hit it on the head with that investment and saving and
Start now.
just starting, man. I know we all are on different walks and we all do different things, and if we just start looking at our money differently and start putting principles and putting things in place. You said something about having goals of financial goals. Starting off, where do you want to see yourself? How much do you want to save this year? How much what do you want to pay off? What do you writing out what you owe
Write the vision,
and
make it plain.
make it plain.
Mhm.
Write what you owe, budget, putting all those things on paper so that you can literally see it. I know it's in our heads and our minds how much we have to spend on this and how what's this for. But I think if we put it on paper and make it plain and let us see it, we can make that money work for us. We know that this 10% is going to God.
Yeah.
We know that this 10% is going to go to me. So this 80, we got to make that money go where it needs to go. And like you said, if we are in a place where we can't live on that 80, picking up a second little job. Some of us, let me say this loud and proud for the people in the back. Some of us sitting on gifts that we could be utilizing if we would just get off of our
Fifth point of contact.
and go ahead and do what God is telling us to do and make and we can have the multiple streams of income. We can have those things, but a lot of us are not using the tools that God has given us.
And there's a scripture for that. The Bible says your gifts will make room
For you.
Yeah.
Yes, if you use it, if you do it. I'm the biggest one. Like, I can attest to that. I've been sitting on many things.
Yes, you have.
But the time I said, okay, God, I hear you, I see you, let me move. Okay, so let me take some time out. I may not be able to go with my girls this weekend. Maybe this weekend I'm gonna devote it to making a little bit of extra money. I want to pay this credit card off, or I want to go on the trip, or I want to get this something debt handled, or this student loan I need to make up the difference for. I need to do some things. I need to move different. Let me swallow my pride. Let me pick up a little second job. Let me go to Publix and work 3 days a week, or let me drive for DoorDash or Uber. Let me do these things, or let me stop sitting on my gifts and utilize the talents and things that God has given me. Maybe I can one of the person who can, just do little odds and end things that will be helpful, create flyers, or whatever it is that God has put our hands to do. So a lot of times we are sitting on things and we are missing the mark because we're not utilizing everything that God has given us. And it's time for us to do that, man. I mean, literally, if we want to make generational wealth and we want to take care of our children's children, then it starts with us. If we want our children to be better money managers, then how are we introducing that to them?
Amen.
How are we allowing them to see us handle our money? What are we doing differently? If we want our children to be exposed to entrepreneurship and the understanding financial freedom, gifts and talents, and able to do certain things, what are we doing to show them that? Are we even encouraging them to go out and try some of these trades? Are we encouraging them that it's okay for them to sit and do nothing and play games and all of that kind of stuff?
Are we encouraging them to be savers and not spenders?
That's good. And so I think it just all starts with us. We model what we want them to see. We be the change. And if we change, then everybody around us will change.
Absolutely.
Everybody around us will change. So you walking heavy today, sweetheart. You came back. God had you for the appointed time.
Amen.
Because you came back. We've tried to do this series 2 times and we weren't able to do it. And then the third time, girl, you are on fire. You are dropping the nuggets, the gems, the ahas. You stepping, crushing toes. Do you hear me? And we need all of this.
Yeah,
we need it.
And from what I'm seeing, I don't exactly know this for sure. And I don't know if you all can confirm this. I think they're supposed to be sending out a fourth stimulus check. I think they're supposed to be working on a fourth stimulus.
See, that goes
Or-
back to that point you said earlier. I don't spend money that I don't have, so therefore I don't look for it. If it comes, great.
Right. So I mean, you know, it's as much as it is out here, you know, that we can do to make money, it's so much. It's so much that we can do. You know, we just gotta put the time in. We gotta sit down. We gotta think about it. We gotta make a plan to go forward. But I'm not gonna belong the time. My last point, well, my last 2 points, is just to automate as much as you can. As much as you can.
Good.
Again, that goes back to that discipline. If you we talked about it earlier, but I just want to touch on it again. And guys, if there's any reservation to what I'm saying, you know, go look up, go get your book on investing. I promise you, they're gonna have the same things in there. I wish I could go grab some books, but we going over on time. You know, the books that I have that I'm reading, we have to start reading for ourselves. If you don't trust the information that I'm giving you, I promise you, any book that you pick up, Dave Ramsey, this is all he talks about. You know, and like I said, we're not above getting information. You know, no one's above it. If you haven't reached your financial goals, there's always something that you can learn. You know, you can learn from a multimillionaire. You can learn from someone who has, you know, put their children through college. You can learn from someone who has paid off their mortgage early. And that's one of my goals that's on my list, you know. So there's always something that you can learn, but get you some books. Like, let's invest in some books and get some information.
Do you
Hi.
have any book recommendations just off the top of your head?
Yes. The books that I was talking about, there's a book called Debt 101. You can probably find these books a lot cheaper online than you can if you know you just want to go grab something. You can go to Books A Million, but of course it's going to be way more expensive. You're going to pay retail value for it. But a lot of Sharissa, oh my goodness, I'm so glad y'all asked this question. A lot of the financial books, if you have the Kindle Audible monthly subscription, and look, I don't even think they are connected to my main bank account. I think I put an old card in there and they let me do the Kindle Audible for 30 days. Um, a lot of those books that you can find on Money, they'll give it to you for free. Like some of them cost nothing. So some of the books that I really recommend that I think will definitely get you in the mood and make you want to invest and say, okay, this is not just Tiara talking a whole bunch of mess. Like, you know, this is actually something that people are doing. Everyday Millionaires by Chris Hogan is really good. Dave Ramsey, somebody mentioned Dave Ramsey. We talked about him. The Total Money Makeover is really good. It's a really good book to invest in. I have that one. There's a book called Debt 101. If you look that up, and actually give me one moment here, I can tell you who authored Debt 101. And that just talks about ways to get out of debt. It's really good. And I think they talk about managing like debt payoff strategies. They talk about managing student loans. If you look it up, it's by Michael Hagan. I think that's how you pronounce his last name, but you can Google it. And it's like a little small book, Debt 101. It pulls up automatically. That's a really good book. I have that in there on my counter. I'm working through that one. There's another book, I Can Teach You How to Be Rich, or Let Me Teach You How to Be Rich. And that is by an Indian guy. I don't know his name. I do apologize. Give me one.
Okay, that's okay.
You're fine. We can Google. You're great.
I will teach you. His name is Ramit Sethi, if I'm not mistaken. Ramit Sethi, Sethl. I Will Teach You to Be Rich. That's another good book that I have in my collection that I work through. He gives really good tips, and you can skip through the books and find what applies to you. But my suggestion is to read the entire thing. Everyday Millionaires by Chris Hogan, The Total Money Makeover, I Can Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi, and then Debt 101. Those are some good books to start with. And then two, do your own research. Do your own research. Buy whatever catches your eye. Go on Amazon. See how much. A lot of times you can get these money management books for $1, $2, $3, you know, and get them sent straight to the house, you know, but get the information out of it. They're really good books. But just automate as much as you can. Just to go back over the points that we We talked about on tonight to make sure that you have your notes. You want to start now. Best tips, easy tips for beginning your investments. Go ahead and start now. Don't let what you see in the newspaper and the media scare you. You need to be investing. People that have money know that you need to be investing in the stock market. Millionaires know that you need to be in the stock market if you want to make money. You know, during the political election, we heard about all of these millionaire politics, billionaire politics. They were taking money and moving it from one investment to another. A lot of people use that as a point on their platform when they were talking about, you know, okay, why you shouldn't vote for this person. You know, they were so busy worried about this. They weren't focused on the people and all of that. People with money know that you need to be investing. So don't let that fool you. Don't let the media fool you. And the up and down of the market is gonna do that. Okay. That's why it's important to have diversified stocks. Focus on your savings percentage. This is going to get you motivated to start investing. If you have not saved $1,000, if you want to know how to save $1,000, get with me after this live, or you can write me on social media, or if you want my personal number, if you want to reach out to me that way. Let's start saving $1,000, $5,000. If you already have $1,000 saved up, then we need to be working on 5,000. If you got 5,000 in the bank, we need to be working on the next step, 10,000. How can we get you to 10,000? 6 to 12 months of savings in your bank account. Let's get it done. You know, with your portfolio investments, your savings portfolio, they need to be diversified. Put that money somewhere where you can't see it. Research mutual funds. Go in, Google it. That's what we do nowadays. Don't trust my information. Don't trust my information. Go Google it. You can go Google anything that we talked about, and you're like, oh wow, like yeah, that makes sense. You know, get the information for yourself. Start investing goals. You need to be setting some goals for your savings and also for your investments. What does it look like? What do I want my life to look like in the next 20 years, the next 30 years? What do I have now, or what don't I have now that I want to have in the next couple of months? Set some goals. If you don't write it out, if you're not accountable, you have no accountability, you're never going to do it. And you're going to continue to fall into those bad habits of not investing, of spending too much money or overspending, living above your means, and you're not going to have anything saved up when you actually get to that part of your life when you need it. Okay. Use your investing goals to determine your time frame for investing. Again, my goals don't look the same as Charissa's goals. Charissa's goals don't look the same as Alexis's goals. What is my age? How long do I have before I retire? Am I going to have to work a little bit longer so that I can make sure that I have some money to sit on? Let's stop slaving away for these people and not letting our money work hard for us so that we can enjoy the comforts of what we've worked for so long. Okay, let's get out of that mentality. We have to start now. We have to do something different. We saw what grandmama did. We saw what granddaddy did. We saw how they lived. We saw how they died. Let that be an example that says, okay, I'm really going to break this generational curse. Grandmama didn't get to $1 million. Mama didn't get to $1 million, but I'm gonna make it to $1 million. I'm gonna get over that barrier so I can show my child that it's possible. Okay, we make sacrifices. We make sacrifices short term for long term gratification. That's what we have to do. Not just talking to the audience, talking to myself as well. Know what your risk tolerance is. That goes into your age. But if you're not investing, then there's no point in talking about a risk tolerance. But get started with investing. Risk tolerance, all those things you get to learn, or you get to know as you start to invest. You start learning different terms. Just like if you're in nursing school, you start getting all of these different terms that go along with your profession. It's the same thing with investing. Once you start investing, you'll start learning different terms, and you learn what these things are, and you put it towards, your overall portfolio. I know what my risk tolerance is. I know what I can invest. I know what I can't do. I know what I have time to do. That goes along with, like I said, where you are. We want to definitely ask for help. If we don't understand something with our 401k, we don't know what's happening, what's going on. We want to ask for help. Don't ask your cousin, don't ask your auntie that ain't got no money that, girl, no, this is what you, no, don't do that. Like, let's not do that. We're going to ask qualified people. Most of the time, like I said, yes, you will have to pay an advisor to sit down with them. But, here, as much information, Teresa, as I know that I learned, I'm going to give it to you. I'm giving it to you for free. This is, basically the same thing that you're going to talk about in a paid session. They're going to talk about, okay, what are your goals? What are your risk tolerance? Do you want a high level investment? Do you want a low level investment? You got to know what those things are. How much money are you willing to spend on a monthly basis? That's just the basic. And like I said, we want to get started with mutual funds outside of our 401k. We want to have, our eggs in different baskets, not just one investment. Play with your stash account, play with your Acorn account, whatever you got going on the side to make extra money, whether that's cryptocurrency, whether that's a second business, or whether that's a business, a side business. You got your income coming from your main job. You still have to have a place to designate those funds so that money can grow, and automate as much as you can so you can't see it. A lot of us, we don't have the discipline to let that money sit where it needs to sit so it can grow to where it needs to grow. So put it in a place where you can't see it. If we have to have it come out of our check before we see our check, you can't miss what you never had.
Yeah.
So let's automate as much as we can with our savings accounts, with our investments. If you have questions, you need to ask for help. And it's okay. Just like we go get our nails done, our hair done, you need to pay for a session with a financial advisor to get, information. If you feel like I just need to go a step further, I want to know more, like I say, you can get with me, or you can find a local advisor in your community that's willing to help you, that's willing, because everybody's not willing to help. Some people are just willing to get what they can get from you so that, whatever benefits them, this is what we're going to do. But make sure that it's somebody that's for you. You want to pray over it before you go into a meeting with anybody. You want to make sure that they are who they say that they are. First and foremost, that means make sure they got a license to be handling your money and telling you what you need to be doing with your money. Get some testimonials. Do you have anybody that you've worked with that I can talk to, or do you have any customers that will be willing to talk with me, so that I can make sure that you're the person for me. Get a feel for them. Don't let anybody pressure you into doing something that you don't want to do. And again, let's stop letting fear keep us from winning with our money.
Good.
Awesome.
Good. That's good. Look, our light has went out, but that's okay. That's all right.
The
light has
Good. The light bulb of wisdom has come on.
Lord.
Thank you, Tierra.
Yes, Lord. We both was looking like,
That's all right. That's all right.
No, we didn't kept everybody 40 minutes past time.
It's all right.
It's
all right.
We want to thank you for coming and dropping these nuggets for us. I know the people in the chat have been blessed. I know I personally have been blessed. There are some things that you've challenged me on that I'm like, let me go home and get my life together. We appreciate you so much.
Yes, we do. Thank you so much. And before we end this, I need you to please share your contact information so that people can get in contact with you, and whether it's email or whatever information that you have, because the comments, they are coming, and they are like, this is some good stuff. And so I already know another segment will be coming real soon. So we can get
at a conference.
Oh, bam. See, that's what we talked about. See, it's all coming together. It's all coming together.
Do a session. It's going to be good.
It's going to be good.
Sounds good. Oh my goodness. I will be so excited. And maybe we can, definitely. Let's do that.
Talk offline on that one. We have to talk offline. I just getting some nuggets. They're saying great advice.
Yes.
Come on, sister. They are sending you some love in the chat. The doors of financial freedom have been open. Oh
Yes.
my goodness, you have you shed some light on us on this evening, Tiara. And again, we are so grateful and just thankful for the wisdom that you have and what you shared with us on this evening.
Thank you so much. Anytime I get anything that'll be beneficial, I just love this organization so much. I see it going nationwide. I really do. It's such a
God.
beautiful thing that you started, Teresa, and I'm just literally praying for you. I pray that your organization grows. I pray that you get the funding that you need to do what you need to do in the
Lord.
community.
Yes.
I know you all, I'm definitely going to this Wednesday. I'm holding myself accountable. I definitely will be on the prayer line, but I think it's an amazing thing that you do to have, people that look like you, that you can touch and agree with, just in different aspects, not just financially, but just in different aspects. And it truly is a sisterhood. A lot of people look up to you, and a lot of people, they love you, because of your personality and because of what God has placed on your heart. And I really do. I just pray for Hello Ruth all the time. I pray for you, even when we don't talk. I know that, you are here, that you are, that I can reach out to you at any point in time. And I know a lot of people feel like that. So even though we may not talk every day, but you have the personality of just, oh my goodness, this is just amazing. I just tell you all the time, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And I do, I really do. So yes, ma'am.
You
And
gonna do this
Alexis,
today?
yes, it's so great to see you. I love to see y'all together. You could tell like a genuine friendship.
Mhm.
It's so refreshing to see. It really is. So, and it's nothing like having sisters that has your back, and that really
Yes.
cares for you, and they want to see you win. So I think this is the perfect organization to do that, to uplift, to, spread good information. I would never charge you for, anything. I don't think it's worth it. And like I said, we need to get more information into our communities. We need to learn more, not just for ourselves, but, we can be a blessing to someone else. It's not so much all of the time what we can get,
Yeah.
but, it's a lot of the times what we can give,
Yeah.
and we just need more of that in our community. And I think we can reach great heights if we just learn to give. We use our gifts.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Girl, see, thank you, sweet girl. I tell you the truth, man. You are just a blessing. And to know that you are out here just giving your heart
Yeah.
and your wisdom away for nothing because you are just wanting everyone to win. It's such a beautiful thing to see you do that and know that God is going to provide for you because of what you pour out. Everything that you pour out, he's going to give back into you. And when he gives it back to you, it's always in increase. So
Yes.
you already know that turnaround is going to come back to you as well. And we are just so grateful. We are partners for life, like you and
Definitely.
Hello Ruth and me on this level, on a friendship sisterhood level, for life, sweetheart, for life. Do you hear me? And we are again so just honored,
Grateful.
and grateful for you. And we will continue to be keeping you in
love it.
our prayers
And the new baby.
as you transition into mommy and want
Okay.
to, yes, be there. I cannot wait to get our invitation. So we
Yes.
just, again, sis, we love you and we thank you so much for everything that you poured out
Yes,
to
ma'am.
us. Listen, we have put Tiara's information in the chat. So if you guys are interested in getting in contact with her, listen, for free. She is not charging. Come on here, somebody. She just wants
She
to
wants to see
sit
you win.
I
down.
She
do.
wants to see
I
you win.
do. Because
Come
it's possible.
on.
It's possible for us to win. It is. It
Yes.
is. And when we
Yes.
set that example and when we reach those levels, we show other people that it's possible. It
Yeah.
don't matter where you come from, what your background is, where you live. It's possible for us to
Yeah.
break off and do what God has called us to do.
Amen.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Well, we thank you so much, sis. And thank you to our viewers, whether you are watching live now or the replay. We thank you guys so much for joining. Listen, don't just hold this word, share it, send
Absolutely.
it, keep put it in the inbox, tag us, shout out, whatever
Find it
you
on
have to
YouTube.
do. Send it to someone who needs this, man. This word is life. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it's gonna make some people. If it made you say ouch, I'm sure it's gonna make some other people say ouch. But the ouches are
They're
good.
necessary.
We need them.
Yeah.
We need them. That's
Yeah.
all about iron sharpening iron.
That's it.
And so, that's what we are about. And so we are here to serve in any capacity that we can. And Tiara has just dropped all of this wisdom on us. So you guys, listen, y'all, share, and stay connected, man. We have some exciting things coming up. We have some, we've been talking about a conference and getting back some things together. And so, it's been a minute. COVID had, shut everything down. And so we're getting some things working on that, man. But we have some other Facebook lives coming up real soon. Topics of mentorship, topics of home ownership, parenthood, motherhood,
covenant
relationships. We're coming back with financial wealth and budgeting and saving. Maybe need to get out just budgeting and actually seeing what that looks like. Maybe something we need to tap into. I just hear that in my field that real strong. So we'll be back with this information. Hey, y'all stay connected. Y'all stay connected. Make sure y'all like our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, sign up for our email blast. Yes, we've been on Twitter.
We got a Twitter.
We have been on Twitter for a long time. It has been there for a long time.
We got a Snapchat?
No,
Okay.
I have Snapchat. But not for Hello Roof. Okay, see, we're getting off topic. Now we're just being silly. But yeah, you guys, like seriously, y'all stay connected. Find us on YouTube. Listen, we'll repost that link and all that stuff on there, but just get connected, man.
Yeah.
We are here to serve holistically. We are here to tackle all types of topics. We go to depression, mental health, finances, physical, all types of things, man. That is what we're here for. So you guys stay connected. And again, Queen Tiara, we love you. And we thank you so much for joining. And we will be in contact soon, sweetheart.
Yeah.
We'll be in contact. You blessed my whole household tonight.
I love y'all too.
We love you, sweet girl. Bye, you guys. Y'all have an amazing evening.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.